hey, never mind the silliness and like what appears to be a marker that has its own sweater or something. It's just like my fingers like their privacy. No. No. So like I like just discovered or not discovered, discovered in the sense of came across like a neat little fact and had me curious and thought it worthwhile to share. And it is, like how do you find like, like any fraction between two fractions? And like let's not give equivalent fractions so that they're ordered, right? Let's say so that like you have like 3/7 is whatever, right? Like let's say 5/, like 9. Well, then it turns out that this is an effective way to come up with this. Like, and I've never done this before, which is like, do this kind of a delivery. So, like, forgive me, but like, like for like, I'm like trying to look into the, okay, whatever. I don't need to tell you what I'm doing. Okay. I mean, other than the math, right? Okay. So, like, it turns out that this is true, which is like, if like there's like a number X, some number X, that is like, we can make that number X just the sum of it. And it's like, what? Like, it had me curious. I just saw the dude do it. I mean, it had to be verifiably true. I saw this, right? Like, and I'm like, what? Why is this true? So I want to know. So like I experimented a little bit, and this is why. Like let's look. Like pretty straightforward, but pretty cool. So this is why, right? Like so like you start off with a fraction a/b, and as we said, it's ordered. And so like it's less than some other fraction that's c/d, right? So we allowed for the numerators and denominators to not repeat and blah blah blah. And okay. So then from this, like the number that we came up with, which is the fraction that we came up with, that's for sure always wedged between them is a/b. We know will have to be less than, according to our claim, it'll have to be less than a plus c over b plus d, which in turn will have to be less than c/d is the claim, right? Okay. So, like, first, let's show why, given this, this has to follow. Well, like, the left side first, like these two. Let's show that, and then let's, in turn, show why this has to follow, and then we're done, right? Like, so let's do them in two parts, right? Now, like, the arguments are very similar, so it's like, perhaps I ought to only do it in one part, and, that should suffice. Now, so on the left side, right? Well, notice that, like, being given this, right, 1 amounts to, let's call it 1 star, unnecessarily fancy, which is like cross-multiplying. Or it's not cross-multiplying so much as multiplying by d on both sides and then by b on both sides. That 1 translates to AD is less than BC, right? Okay, cool. AD is less than BC. We get from 1, which we now want 1 star, right? So notice that if I choose to add AB to both sides of this, right? Plus AB, right? Then I would have, on the left side, I would have AD plus AB, right? And I can factor out an A and write that that's the same as A times B plus D, right? I would have that that's less than, then now on the right side, the B is repeated, so we can factor out a B and write, see, I haven't been doing this, like, holding a camera stuff, like, it's like a lot of, like, I have to coordinate my mouth with my upper lip with my bottom lip, and at the same time, like, my vocal cord, and at the same time hold a camera into a board, while at the same time holding a marker to write it on the board, while at the same time thinking and making sure I'm coordinated, and while at the same time making sure that I'm a good teacher, and therefore I'm delivering, the pieces just as you need them, right when you need. Okay, let me stop. All right, so so factor out a B, right? And then it's gonna be like A plus C, right? Okay, now notice that this here, I'm gonna call it like 2 star, right? Is like basically like this here, which we let's call it 2, right? It's 2, right? Because if we on 2 multiply both sides by b plus d, and also multiply both sides by b, we're gonna get b times a plus c on one side. We have b times a plus c, and then on the other side we'll have a times b plus d, and we have a times b plus d. So see, like from 1 follows 1 star, from which, you know, by adding the same amount, we get 2 star, which is the same statement as 2. Now, as I said, the other side is like basically like a symmetric argument. So, I haven't been holding like the star of the show like up. So as I said, like Christ, I'm going to see now, like, you know, like halfway there or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's halfway, but like I'm definitely going to see now. Okay, so like it's the heat, bro. It's so hot in New York City. Christ. So like this side, right, is the same thing as this side, but like yeah, like okay. Have a wonderful day. And also from yeah.